Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Showa Inderia and I'm here with a special guest, as you can see.
Hi, I'm Kaylee.
And this is my friend. We went to the same secondary school and that's where we met, and here we are today. As you can see from the title of this video, it's going to be about talking about her experience going from a strong atheist, a strong one, to a believer. Listen, I've been friends with this person, as we've said, for let's just say 10 years, right? And the struggle of her being an atheist and me being a believer.
You and all of our friends.
Yeah, it was different. She was actually the odd one out, because that's the thing. All of her friends were Christian and she was just there.
We're in the vibe.
Literally. But it's crazy because you would think maybe she becomes a Christian while she's being friends with us and stuff like that. That did not happen. So we're going to tell you the story of it, and I have a few questions for her afterwards. So were you ever a Christian?
So I went to a Church of England primary school. So I didn't really question it. Like, I kind of just believed. We went to church, like, I think it was every week or something like that. Like, we sung hymns, we prayed, we learned like the biblical stories every week, and I kind of just believed it. But at the same time, it was kind of portrayed like we drew cartoons about it, so I feel like it was kind of a bit of a fairy tale to me, like, if you know what I mean. Like, I did believe it, but it was kind of made to seem like a cartoon. Yeah, in like any primary school. Yeah,
any other story.
Yeah. So I believed it then, and then as kind of entering year 7 and stuff, I don't even know if you had the conversation at some point. Yeah. But entering year 7, I was Christian, but I would say that term loosely. Like, I did just believe in this, I would say at that point, story of Jesus, that there was a God, etc. Then grade school decided to do religion and philosophy, where they made us question religion and everything like this. And then I was like, actually, I don't believe that. I was like, actually, I want to be philosophical. Let me question everything. And yeah, so that's kind of when I went. I feel like it was a slight agnostic to atheist, but it could have also been a straight switch. I'm not really sure.
So would you say that the thing that made you become an atheist was school?
To be honest, yeah.
Literally philosophy in school.
Philosophy in school.
Crazy.
In school.
Because let me quickly tell you a background story. When we came on that induction day, right, for some reason, I don't know why, but I said something about God, right? Year 6 us, I don't know what I was talking about.
Always struggling in her face, we love to see it.
So I said something about God, and she said that she's a Christian. So I was like, oh great, she's a Christian. I like Christians.
And then
that was in the induction day, and then we went back to, then we came into year 7, and I don't know, the conversation must have been brought up again, maybe the philosophy class, maybe in something, and you said you're not a Christian. I said, huh?
Was this like start and year 7?
Early year 7. Early year 7. Definitely before, like, it was before anything really. I would say before Christmas. So that was the shift, yeah. 1 second she was Christian, next week she was well. I was devastated, but it's alright. I moved on. Okay, briefly, how was it kind of like being friends with people who are Christians, and you talked about God quite a bit during secondary school? Yeah. From your perspective.
Okay.
English.
So may I just clarify, these are not my views now. Because
okay, honestly,
now the things I'm about to say coming out of my mouth now, like, it feels so alien. I'm like, how did I think that? How did I say that? So for me to even take myself and place myself into that Kaylee, it feels weird. Like, I don't like myself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fair enough, yeah.
So so it was, I'd say it gradually got worse in terms of, as like all the girls got older, they all grew stronger in their faith. So say for example, probably year 8, like 7, didn't notice it at all. But yeah, then I sometimes would just feel definitely not out of place in terms of like isolated. I was very much part of it, but out of place in terms of these girls all believe something that I don't believe. Kind of like a year 10, one thing I very much remember is like we were all kind of, it was like lunchtime, strolling through the corridors, like doing what we shouldn't be doing. And then we went into a classroom, and one of our friends, we were just chilling there. All of a sudden, my fun was kind of stopped, and then that's how it literally was, because I was like, what the hell, like, is going on? Why are we doing this? Because to me, I know, that's why I had to do my disclaimer. No, because what I'm saying is rude, like, it's atrocious, like, it's bad, but this was genuinely how far my like view was. Like, this is how left wing in the situation I was. Like, so they would say, okay, cool, let's have a group prayer. And some of the like non-believers, I can't remember what it's for, maybe it's exams, but some of the non-believers that you might know would just, to be polite to everyone, and because, you know, it might not hurt, would just join in with the prayer with their friends. Me, I said, no, I don't want to join in. I said, because I don't believe in God, like, praying is stupid, like, it don't do anything, like, why am I praying? It's not what I believe in. So me being very strong in everything I believe in, all my views.
Yeah. Stubborn is not even the word. I don't even know, because it's a good thing though, like, in a way, yeah. Quick little pause, yeah. You are very stubborn, as in what she thinks, what she believes in, you cannot come and tell her nothing.
Other than, I would say, if you come and bring me facts, but that's why religion, it never works. Like, if you can say, this is my point, okay.
Fair enough, innit?
But if we're just having two opposing opinions,
then it's like, no, she's not backing down.
like, give me PEA and I think about it.
And think about it, not even see it. Fair enough though. Okay, so yeah, so you was having the conversation. Well, she said that we should pray, and you were like, hell to the no.
I kind of said after that, like, and you guys stood there and prayed.
Oh, did we? Oh,
of course. Thank God I didn't stop your prayers, but like, yeah, you guys stood there, and I just sat there and watched until you're finished, and then we got back to our lunchtime.
Yeah, mad. I don't remember that.
As in, it's just so anti, like, it's a different level of not believing.
Yeah, no. One thing I'll have to say is
I need to make this clear.
She wasn't just I don't believe in God. She was I'm angry at you for believing in God. Like, you are silly, like, you are stupid type thing. Like, why do you? I feel like it even irritated her.
Oh, at times. It irritated me a lot.
To the core.
But it wasn't at this point. The point where I noticed, wow, this irritates me, was like year 11. So
go on.
Now, yeah, I will say these things and believe these things that used to irritate me. So it's hilarious. Like, I'd be like, you're crazy. You don't have like
all the time. Okay,
so exam period now, like, we all got our results or something. It was around even year 11 kind of exam. It would be like praying before every exam, like, I hope God gives me strength, I hope God gives me knowledge, like, you know, all of the prayers you would do around exam times.
And she was thinking what were you thinking at the time? Like,
I was just kind of like, okay, like, to be fair, that I was like, it makes sense, like, you want all of the, you know, if it's something you believe in, not the luck. Back in my head, it was you want all the luck you can get for your exams. It's not luck, but etc. But then when I got really irritated was when we got our results. And it's so funny because I believe this now, but they were like, oh, like, thanks to God, like, thank you God for giving me these results. I couldn't have done it without you. And I'm saying it in the voice that old me would say it, as in a mocking voice, like. And I think I swiped up to, like, the story of one or two of these posts saying, what do you mean God got you these results? You put your blood, sweat and tears.
Yeah, she told me this.
Was it you that asked?
Yeah,
probably
definitely.
a few people. Me, I'm too confident.
So I said, whoa, like, it was quick.
And I was literally like, no, you're telling me that from me studying 8 hours a day, I owe God these results? I said, absolutely not. But now, you know, we'll say later that but
yeah. I'll just say briefly from my perspective, it was like, okay, exams are coming. Praying to God, because I know he gives me the strength to do it. Do you know what I mean? 100%. I know that at the end of the day, this is like, you have, how many exams do we sit? I don't even know how many, maybe like 11.
It feels like more than that, because we got like 10 GCSEs.
Yeah. So like, let's say 15. I'm sitting 15 exams that I didn't even clock I was taking until like year 11, because we didn't deep it like that in secondary school. So I'm thinking it's not enough time. And these exams, like, is not my strength. I'm gonna get done. Do you know what I mean? I need God, I need his help, I need him to, because I know me, if I don't finish a paper, that's a top mark is probably gonna get a C. So I needed God to see that, okay, I don't finish the paper, you God needs to intervene to do something.
Give that knowledge to you, open your brain,
you need to shift. I don't know what you're gonna do with the teachers, but you need to make them see marks or there's no marks type thing.
That lenient marker is all yours, something.
Literally. So I knew exactly why I was doing it for myself, right? So as soon as I got the results, I'm thinking, thank God that he actually did it. I'm shocked as well, because at this stage as well, it's not like I'm 100% confident in God's ability. I'm still like, you know, I don't know what's happening.
Changing you yourself has been mad, and I think for me that was another thing where I was like, rah. Like, at that time, like, you were like one of my soul best friends. I was like, wait, I can't relate anymore, as in, because there was changes in you and your views and your way of living, where I feel like it kind of distanced us naturally, because it was kind of like,
they're so different. Like, it's so different. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm calling best friend, like, Kaylee's my best friend.
As in, 7, 8. Kaylee's here. Where's
exactly.
Where's Kaylee? You look weird. Why are you on your own?
Exactly, type thing. Like, it was like that. Do you know what I mean? But then when you come out of secondary school, exactly, I'm going church every weekend, I'm going church events, I'm doing this, that and that. She's not.
Yeah.
Borderline. So it's like you are drifting, or you're keeping in touch and you're talking at times.
Yeah, we never
naturally, we never went, but like, yeah, what you're saying is so accurate. Like, it's like I'm changing as well,
and
as
also because I still had these harsh views. Part of me, I don't think I've ever even said this to you, thought like she was turned a bit mental. As in, I went, she just got a bit mad with all this.
Oh my God.
Got a bit extremist, I would say. But you can't be extremist. There's nothing negative about anything you do involving God, and you haven't. Okay, you have changed, but like you haven't changed. So yeah, it was kind of, I was like.
That's such a good point. That's such a good point that you're saying, because I was actually going to ask, what would you say in terms of people looking at Christians, kind of like doing that, let's say sharing the gospel, putting scriptures up, like talking about God? Why is it that you think that they're crazy? Like, what do you think, where does it come from? Does it come from like a lack of understanding what they're talking about, or is the fact that you believe this thing and it's like they must be mad because they're thinking the opposite? Where does it come from? Because I know a lot of people would look at changes in myself, not even changes, but just my confidence expressing my faith as strange, as in like, yeah. And I know that some people as well, they do it with other people who go to church. Like, it's like, oh, it's just like, go on.
I think part of it was because I had such a strong belief of, even I didn't understand how someone could believe that. Because like, obviously there's evidence, there's the Bible, there's sightings, there's everything, but in my head there was no evidence for this. And when I see people posting a lot more about it, or like for you, like devoting every Sunday to it, like every evening, like doing Bible study, or like I would ask to like meet up, we'd both have jobs, and you'd be like, I can't, I've got church on Sunday. I'd be like, church? Me? Church? Obviously now. God? Me? But like beforehand I was like, that's crazy. Like where I think I got the aspect of crazy from was the fact I felt like when people become more overt or more like devoted to God, doing God's work, it seemed like it became their life, and that was a negative thing, because for me our life was our own, because there was no God to, act in Jesus' way or do anything to become closer to God. Like, that wasn't a thing for me. So it was kind of crazy that you would devote so much of your life to it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, but you've got so much more to do. You've got your degree, you've got your friends, you've got your social life.
It's almost like, why are you giving all of that up to
spend time reading the Bible? No, but please don't take me seriously now. But that, and if you are, I really hope there are non-believers watching this who are like, oh, you were speaking facts, they didn't do it. And I hope that you have this realization that I had, because
it's crazy. Okay, good.
And what I would say to people who have that view and think like, okay, they're crazy, is just kind of think, even if you don't believe this, you have to think from the perspective of the only reason they're doing this is because, like, for example, reading the Bible every night is because they feel that faith and relationship with God. If I'm right, this is why I spend time doing things now, or try to, is that if you feel that faith, it's like they want to get closer to God and feel that relationship. It's not about taking over their life, or they want to do good on what God wants them to do. They want to act. I don't know how to word it per se, you know what I'm trying to say?
Because at the end of the day, if you meet a new person, how would you get to know that new person? You talk to them often, do you know what I mean? You meet up with them, you spend time with them. It's about building that relationship. So now I think, you're saying that you can see it more, because it's like, oh, they were building a relationship with God, that's why they were dedicating so much of time.
Exactly. And it's kind of like, it's not a negative thing that obviously as a Christian, you believe that God is up here and God can do everything for you. And God is the one thing that you should fear, love, like just above everything else. So having the perspective that, okay, it might not be for you, but for them, God is actually above everything else in their life for good reason. If you come with that mindset, it won't seem crazy that they're doing, that this is their priority. You know what I mean?
Nah, nice answers. Oh my gosh, nah, I hear everything you're saying.
I'm trying.
Okay, so now we're at year 11, so we've gotten our GCSEs, ultimately. We've gotten our GCSEs, we're moving on, we're going sixth form now.
Okay, all I can say is sixth form is the one time that I haven't been surrounded by Christian friends. So the friends I made were very much, how would I say they were?
Yeah, we went two different sixth forms.
Yeah, we went different sixth forms. We've been separated ever since. You're 11.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was just the time where I didn't have any kind of Christian influence in my life, because like any Christian friends I did have, I would say they had the faith but they weren't really practicing Christians.
Would you say there was anything different in how you were during sixth form? Or is it just you were continuously the same, kind of like after
continuously the same?
Okay.
To be fair, I wouldn't say there's any change. Maybe less anger because I was around it less, because like, you know, I wasn't in a group of friends, so I kind of didn't have that constant fight, like you said, I'm stubborn, so every time someone brought up God, I'm fighting them, I'm fighting them, and there was less of that happening. Like, so maybe that's the only change, fam.
Fair enough then. So then we're gonna go to your university experience ultimately. Okay. Because then that is where the change, we're still in uni.
Yeah,
right
we're still
now.
in uni.
So this is where the change is happening. In fact, tell them how long it's been. Technically since
I'd say since I became Christian.
Yeah, like
exactly
like
that, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah. Literally it was start-ish of last lockdown. Okay. So literally an exact year.
Crazy, right? Okay.
Feels like so much longer, honestly, because the years like this, and rethinking back to my old views, obviously they changed slightly along the way, but
yeah, they're so different. Okay.
So I basically feel like my overall transition, just to put it in there, was like obviously Christian young, then atheist, then kind of agnostic at some point, where I was like, you know what, kind of believe in something. But even in between then, I've just realised, so I applied to go to I got an acceptance offer from Brighton University, and I ended up not getting that and getting a call back from Southampton, so that's where I go now. And it's kind of, I kind of had the mindset at that point where I didn't believe in God, so I wasn't yet agnostic, but I kind of brought the phase of everything happens for a reason. Like, so I feel like that was also a kind of position in my face, as in I thought there's a kind of greater power, the universe, something at force, where I was like, it's okay, like there's a reason I'm going to Southampton. Maybe it's to meet my husband, maybe it's to get my best friend, like maybe it's because this city, this course will do something for me. So that was kind of where that mindset started coming in.
Your mind kind of shifted from everything has to be logical explanation,
and everything's because of me, everything's
the work I put in, that actually there might be something greater.
It's all me.
So yeah, so it shifted from that to kind of like, now okay, there's something
at work.
At work.
But at that point I don't think it was God.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, talk about your friendship group then in uni.
So met them all on the first date and we all just became like very good friends, and again a majority Christian friendship group, or like definitely all religious. We have a Muslim girl in the friendship group, but other than that, all believers. But it was kind of, I would say they didn't express their faith as much as I was seeing like you and like other people at this age, you know, that I knew from the past do. But they all said, yeah, I'm Christian. I said, oh, I'm atheist. And they like, not openly didn't like it, but they didn't try and hide the fact that like, oh, you're not a Christian. Like, not that they ever said I'm not gonna be
come
friends.
for you, basically.
But yeah, they were like, oh, that's sad. That's sad for you.
Just to point out the fact that she went from Christian friendship group in secondary school to like atheist, would you say, in sixth form, to now back again. She's gone to uni and it's like, okay, Christian friendship group again, nah, signs up. What's going on?
Literally
type thing. Okay, so first year, second year, and you're saying second year is when you would say you became a Christian or became open to the idea. So what was the shift? What happened that made you think, you know what, let me be a Christian? Like, because it's go on.
Okay. I just want to throw out the idea that like, I feel like there was probably, like, everything happens in everyone's life, like year on year, especially as you get older, like during university. There's kind of things that happen, you could say micro traumas or like experiences, and I feel like going through some of them might have been what internally made changes to the point where I came to in second year where I became a Christian. I'm not sure, I can't pinpoint that, there's no evidence, but you know, I'm thinking maybe some of the things I've gone through, God was like, okay, you need me now, I don't know. It wasn't anything deep at that point, so it was maybe March, April
2020,
yeah. At that point there was nothing, I wasn't going through anything at that point. They were all in the past, living like life, the past, you know, year. So I was just living, and I was literally, at one point I remember, nothing made me, like you said, choose to become Christian. I never became open to the idea purposefully. Like I never said, you know what, let me try this. I didn't care to, like nothing in my brain made me thought, okay, let me, you know, see if God is for me, Christian is for me. But it was more so, I was actually sat studying and doing something, all of a sudden I had this feeling, it didn't make sense. All of a sudden I just knew, or not knew, but something was telling me, and I don't know where it was coming from, but like I felt faith. Like I felt like God's presence, and obviously that was something that I don't think existed.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I just quickly paused in that story. I remember us having a conversation, because we regularly had a conversation.
And then we gave up. Because everyone said we're not getting free to
yeah. We've regularly had conversations, debates
Bible
about
scriptures,
everything to do with God.
Over dinner, over our meal.
We'd be having a great old time, and then it's like, okay, let's talk. So we've regularly spoken about Christianity, 100%. Her opinion, my opinion, me trying to...
I'd say maybe when uni started is when it mainly stopped and we were kind of like,
because we're in two different places now, it's just like whatever. No, literally, we've been having conversations so much about Christian faith and God and this, that and that, and I'm saying, oh, give it a try type thing, da da da. And I remember we had a conversation, and she said to me she's never experienced God in her life. She's never felt like God has been in her life. I, on my head, thinking, of course he's been in your life. You're here today. Yeah. Observably as well, looking from the outside in, we have completely different lives. So I'm thinking you have a very, like, do you know if someone was looking at a picture in terms of like, okay, mom, dad, kids, like, what do you call that?
I have the nuclear family.
That's it. That's the word. Nuclear family. Like, she's good. Like, you are good.
I've had a good upbringing. I've been blessed.
Yes,
like,
thank you.
I've had blessings in my life. And obviously it's because
you're
God
smart
has
as well.
like,
worked. Definitely. So I'm seeing all these things that I believe that God's given her in terms of gifts and talents and stuff like that.
And here's me saying God's given
me
nothing.
And she's saying nothing. She's saying he's given me nothing. I never felt him. Da 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 da. And I know it's false, but I know that that's how she feels. But
at the same time, I know he was at work and I know he was there, but I will still stick by I never felt him.
Yeah. Because it's a true statement to say you never felt him. It doesn't mean he wasn't there.
Exactly.
But yeah, you never felt him. So that was fair enough. So we've had those conversations before. So now it's so interesting to see that this girl saying she was sitting and revising.
Literally revising.
And then you felt him for the first time
for no reason in your life, my opinion.
For no apparent reason. Proceed.
Proceed. So yeah, I had this feeling, and like it was actually very overwhelming, and it's hilarious because I laugh at myself when I tell the story, because especially because I think of old me, and I'm thinking of old me hearing me say this. I would laugh me out the door. As in, I believe it with my whole heart. Like when I speak about the feeling, like it gets me emotional because like I just felt something, and I just felt like warm, loved. Like it was just like something was here, and I don't know how, because for me, who never really considered God, I knew people believe in God was a thing, but never once did I have the debate with myself. Maybe God's real, like never. I've never had that debate, other than maybe like the year 7 times, etc. Never questioned it past that. So yeah, I was just like, what is this feeling? Like, and somehow I knew it was God, and that's what baffles me, because you can say it's God if you believe in God, but if you don't believe in God, for it to come to me that no, God is actually present. Like obviously I have studied like religion, I know omnipresence, like, I knew that without having to study the Bible, recently go to church, like I knew that, and I was like, rah, like he's really coming to me, like trying to talk to me. I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know what to do. I can't remember exactly what I did.
What do you think? So you don't even know what you did? Do you know how to shift to it? Because I feel like it's funny, sometimes people really ask the question like, okay, how do you know God is real? How can I explain to you something I feel? I can't explain to you.
And that's why nobody could convince me.
Yeah. Because she will say, how do you know God is real? You just know what I felt when I was in my bed, young girl, feeling like God is around me. I know that, and you're 100% about it. But it's like, you can't come and convince you, because it's how I felt.
Because obviously, I think at that point, I was technically 100% about it, but I was confused because of my thoughts. My logical brain was kind of saying, but no. But no, leave. Like obviously I didn't want him to leave, because I knew like raw, like, you know, it was definitely no negative feelings about it. But
would you say you've ever felt love like that before?
No, in a way, no. Definitely, and it makes sense.
When God comes into your life, he will make it known who he is. Like there's no type of, you're gonna mistake me for like a ghost,
for like you know, someone in your family, nothing.
None of that. Nothing. He will make his presence known. So
100%.
That's a mad story, but I love it.
I know. As in, so I think I kind of, because obviously the feeling kind of stayed, and I remember like I was just kind of, okay, let me watch out for this feeling, like let me actually like look at it and like you know, analyze its presence and analyze how I'm feeling, analyze what's going on. And obviously it wasn't 24/7, but for like a solid 3 weeks I constantly felt God's presence. Like, it was very weird. Like, I felt, oh, I'm quite a happy person generally. I'm blessed with that as well, but I felt a different kind of energy inside of me and around me, and I was like, this is weird. Like, not felt like I was floating, because that sounds mad, and I wasn't floating. But like, let's say on cloud 9, I don't know how to.
Yeah,
like I just felt I had some aura of blessing around me. And it didn't really go, and I was like, okay, like, I was like,
wow,
I need to, you know, not accept this now, I guess, and start doing things about it, kind of thing.
That's crazy.
It's actually mad. Like, when I think about it again, I'm like, this happened.
It did, and it happened one-on-one, just how it had to be. Because at the end of the day, we've said your personality before. You're something you need. God needs to reveal. To be honest, God needs to reveal Himself to everybody personally. Yeah. But for you specifically, it had to be one-on-one. Like, it couldn't be no type of, oh, I'm here too, and then, oh, next thing, no.
Oh yeah.
You now, it had to be, okay, no other explanation.
There was actually nobody else in the room either. Like, I was in my front room, but nobody was home. Like, it's mad.
Crazy. I remember another conversation we had actually, and I remember when I did like the Q&A on my Snap.
Yeah. What did I ask?
I remember you asked. Oh, I wish I could find it.
No, what did I ask? Because you answered it on your video.
I did.
Watch the video.
Okay, now we've got some background knowledge again.
Okay, go on.
So yeah, I did a Q&A asking anyone to ask me random questions, basically about God or religion, questions that you just don't want to ask, but asked it. Then she asked, can I have a relationship with God without religion?
Yes.
I think your thing was that, what was your thing? That what, religion came up with too much? What did it?
As in, I feel like it might even be like school brainwash, or like, you know, being not too educated, because that sounds stupid. I wasn't too educated, but the whole, I felt like, or maybe it was even a perception or a view that I kind of took on, because it made sense to me. The fact of throughout history, people have used religion to kind of as a method of like control in a way, like especially like in England with like the whole Tudor situation, they very much switched up the religion to you know, and it was like the law, like people conformed to it, and I kind of, part of me didn't like the idea of that. Like, I felt like it was just a way to control people, because I didn't understand like why I would let God tell me what to do, because I didn't understand that. And I asked Jay with this question at the point where I just had that feeling, and so it wasn't that I had that feeling and I was like, I'm Christian, like, because also I didn't know what kind of God it was, as in like, it could have been a different faith, it could have been anything. I just knew that I felt something, and it made me think, damn, this was something. So
you need to kind of look into it more.
So I asked Jay with that question because I was thinking, okay, like, this God situation, I might have to get involved. But I did not want to get involved in religion. Because as well, as I said to you, like, in my view, it was taking over some of, like, you know, becoming a big part of people's lives. And to me, that was a negative thing, which obviously it is not. But to me, I was like, I don't want to go into that. So I said, look, I'm here for God, and I'm here to see what that's all about.
But I don't want no religion type thing.
Literally. And it was kind of at that point where I felt that, I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to try and not be stubborn, not be ignorant, because I purposely didn't learn about it because I didn't want to learn about it. Like, I didn't give it a try on purpose. Yeah, and then I kind of said, okay, I'll read the Bible. But I was not happy about it, as in, we even, for like our reference, played back a voice note that we sent. I literally said, okay, I could possibly maybe look into becoming a Christian one day. As in,
that was it. It was like,
possibly maybe, as in, I did not want to. Still at this point, after God coming to me, I was still looking for ways out of it.
Around of, yes. But you're not the only one, because I remember I had a deep conversation with somebody, and they said they basically were mimicking that question, saying that, I want a relationship with God without religion. Without religion. Yeah.
It's like you don't want to
religion
follow the
has too many rules. Literally has too many rules. It's controlling.
Which is so actually not true.
It's not true at all. How can I, for me, it was like, how can I convince somebody to see something that they just don't see? They see anything as a form of control. And it's always the ones who say, they bring it back to sex all the time. All the time. That 100%. Is the one thing that people cannot come to the understand, that, you know what, maybe it says in the Bible, wait until marriage for a good reason. Maybe 100%. They don't want to see that. They see it as you're being controlled, you can't move.
Maybe God, who you can feel all this power from, maybe he has sense.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't see your own protection.
maybe he who created us will know what happens during sex, okay? That's what he's saying. But obviously there's so much about that, so much. I even have a video, Sex Explained, on my channel. Go check it out if you want to. Link literally.
I'm trying to do YouTube.
I can't. And yeah, for me, it's literally that's that question. So many people think like that. So many people thinking like you.
100%. And I think it's also...
Christians think like you. Christians were thinking like that.
And it's also, obviously at this point, I now understand like the love that comes with religion. But when you're not in the faith, all you see is the rules. And you don't see the forgiveness. And you don't see, you know, that it's a relationship. It's not... You know, obviously he's here and you're here, but it's not.
Yeah. The things in the Bible for guidance is because he knows humanity best. It's his own creation. Yeah. So it's like, I think sometimes at the point people don't see that because they see it as rules. But it's like just relate it with, for example, your mother and your father and yourself.
She went through life, and now she's telling you what's good.
She's telling you what's good and what's not. You can go and get burnt. She's still gonna come and, you know, help you and stuff like that. Same like
that
God.
actually summarizes it so well.
Thank you. Same like God, but at the end of the day, you wouldn't deny your parents because you know they created you. But a lot of people out here denying God, and it's a shame. It's
and same way God wouldn't deny you. Yeah. And I think that's also one thing that was like not a misinterpretation, but I was like, I don't know, like if you don't follow this, then
that,
you're not. God is
bye. For you, which is just never the case. Never the case. Okay, then. So now we're at the bit where
I'm open
you're open to it,
to kind of exploring Christianity, but I'm very clear. This isn't me becoming a Christian. I'm just looking into it. I'm doing research. That was it.
That's it. Done. Okay, so after you've done your research, then what would you now say was a changing or defining factor? Because is it more like you have to put your hands up? Okay, fine. Because I also remember us having a conversation where it was with that same voice note situation.
Oh, the same kind of conversation.
Yeah, in terms of like you know, can I have God without religion? And you was like, yes, so because why can't I be Muslim then? How would I know it's Christian?
Yes,
God?
this was something that's troubling me
as well.
Yeah,
a lot. She said, why is it that okay, there's so many
different faiths? Little did I know that like the Quran has a Jesus in it. Like little did I know there are so many like.
It wasn't that it was completely two different random things, but it's more
of what if it's so true, why don't everyone believe the same thing? And I think for me, if that was the case, I probably would have become religious a very long time ago, to be honest. Because it to me it didn't make logical sense. Look at everyone believing different things. Like it was just kind of
ridiculous. Am I wrong?
No.
You look ridiculous. Like why? Okay, you're believing this, you're believing that. You're
believing
that.
Like if there's a God, how is it that? Like, you know, this God got to these people and this God got to these people. Like, do you know what I mean?
And quickly, just for anyone who's watching, who literally has that question, defo you can ask me that question if you want. But briefly, I just want to say that at the end of the day, Christianity was the first faith. It comes from Judaism, right? Afterwards, then Christ came. That's what forms the whole Christian faith. Literally, and from that as well, some people don't believe in Jesus. So they've now created their own faith, their own God that they want to serve. It's just that whole repetition of this is the first, definitely Christianity is the first religion, and people have, based on just not wanting to believe it, have done other things and created other things or looked out for other spiritual, what do I say, satisfactions. I don't know. It's a weird one. There's a lot to it, but it's not exactly random. That's what I wanted to put out. But that whole, like, you know, religion and different religions thing is a very confusing one. Like it is, but I want to say just quickly, like things like that doesn't take away who God is. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't pull away from that and or your experience with God as well. So yeah,
you can even kind of, as a non-believer, kind of view it as, okay, there's all these faiths, but there must be a reason that means all these people still believe in a God. Like they still feel something. Like, do you know what I mean? They still have faith in something. And
maybe there is something out there.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
But there to be even all these different subtypes. It's
maybe my knowledge of just believing, because some people just be thinking, oh yeah, but science. Okay, that is fine. Whatever.
Do you know how much science has changed over the last 20 years? How much that you took as facts is now wrong?
This girl is, but what do you study? Tell them, just in case they're confused.
I study medicine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hate that. But yeah, in terms of the things, like my professors will tell me, and their consultants, they'll say what I learned at university was wrong, and they've had to relearn everything. Like it's so hilarious that people come with, there's no science. Science is the truth.
Biggest people.
Science isn't the truth, as in it is.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that we thought we found out in the past that was wrong. Like, so why can you base your whole thing on that?
Base your whole life, your whole living, your whole breathing, your whole everything on science, which is ever changing.
On one normal human man's research.
Normal.
That's
very normal. Literally. Whereas God doesn't change. And you might think that, you might whatever. I'm telling you for facts, God doesn't change. What he's done in people's lives 1,000 years ago is what he's doing in our lives today. 100%. So he doesn't change.
So I think this was the point where it could be the fact that God placed me around a lot of Christian people in preparation for this moment. Because if I didn't kind of have the people around me to direct me where to start, I might have just left it in a way, because you know, I already knew what Christians do, like you know, so I was kind of like, I think I said to you, whatever, okay, I'll read the Bible a little bit. I wouldn't have known where to read the Bible. I would have gone, okay, do I get a book? Obviously I could have researched it, but then like people told me download the Bible app, and even obviously having friends, they were very happy when I was telling them this. They said, oh my god, like,
let's help you.
Yeah, let's help you. Quick. So like, it was just that kind of encouragement of everyone kind of coming and just checking in as well, or like they would say, okay, we can do, what is it called when you read the Bible together every day on the app?
Oh yeah, it's group devotional.
Yeah, and we'd both comment, because for me, one thing that I was very, and I know anyone who's thinking of being Christian or studying the scripture, I'm not going to understand what it says. And like the fact that I said, okay, all of my friends now, this is like maybe, look at me, no, but this is now maybe like 7 solid Christians who I know have studied the Bible, to be like, you can come to me with any part of scripture you don't understand, and I will try my best to explain it to you. And that was something I felt like, okay, like that was kind of something good. People suggested gospel, but for me, it literally depends on what is for you. For me, I'm someone who needs convincing, so for me, studying the word made a lot of sense. Whereas for some people who might, you know, gospel, for a lot of people, I've heard is a good start, because I don't know why.
It can make you feel
a kind of way. But I guess maybe I already had that feeling. So for me,
not
it was
even,
I don't know.
It's just who you are as a person. If you are somebody who's more like logical, which is who you are, which is what you're needed in your career path anyway, so it's a good thing. But you need to be studying. I think, to be perfectly honest, everybody needs both. Everyone needs both at the end of the day. But some people start more with, reading the Bible.
So there's no one path. Like, you need to do what you think is going to help you understand. What
get
you
closer
need
to God. That is it. You're doing what you can to basically get closer to God, or understand God. That point. At that point, I was kind of like, closer to God wasn't really in my vocabulary. You know what I mean? A little bit. It was more understand this whole situation.
For me to look at this and say yes or no, basically. And then my conclusion was yes. And then
so specifically then, just for anyone who might be confused, what was it that now your conclusion was yes? What was it? Did it now start making sense? Was it more like...
I know. Like,
you even tell us?
And then I think it was just an accumulation of okay, because generally, because I was Christian in primary school, and we did look at like some scriptures and biblical stories, naive me, ignorant me, thought I kind of knew the Bible, and now reading it, this is like people say, why people say just read the Bible, and everyone's like no, but like. I was like, rah, I didn't know this religion at all, and just reading it, there was no, I didn't see any negativity in the book. The negativity that I gave to the faith, and all the anger and the controllingness and the this, I was reading the scripture, and none of that was present. And also when reading it, I think it's the fact that feeling that I felt when I was revising, that feeling I had around reading at the time, it was amplified. As in, like, I felt it again when I was reading the words seemed magical. But like, and knowing that I was reading something which generally I could read a book, like there's technically no difference in what I'm reading, like to be fair, like, but when I felt the words, I was like, there's something different in these, and it was the fact that I felt that whilst reading the Bible, it was kind of like, okay, like there's a link here, like it is Christianity, like that's what I'm supposed to be. And then I remember in my little group chat of my uni friends, like Christian friends, I just at some point after, like, you know, feeling that, kind of studying that for I think it was maybe like 6 weeks, it didn't really take long at all. I kind of sent a message in, okay guys, like I believe in Christianity now, like I'm actually a Christian. It wasn't even I think I'll be a Christian, like it was literally like no, like I actually do believe, like that's that. Crazy. Like I have the faith, I feel the faith, can't explain it, like you said, it's just, it is, you know. It is, you know when you know. Oh wow, I love it. No, okay, that's good. Whew, okay, so you've heard her story, like it's I love, the reason why I love this story personally is because it's not like something major had to happen in her life to push her in the direction of God. No, but you just see how
I want to say patience, you know what I mean? God's patience with you as well.
100%. I'm surprised you didn't go. Obviously, I'm not surprised you didn't.
But yeah.
But
that the accumulation of things, how I see it as more like, okay, God was, because there was times when I was frustrated, so frustrated with you, like I couldn't, I was thinking, what's the point anymore? Like,
yeah,
it's just
100%.
ridiculous. But it's like God I'm a human, you know what I mean? But God doesn't give up on you. God didn't give up on her. God was still strategically moving her
100%,
you know, around people, letting her still experience what she wanted to experience, but still having his hand over her and still shifting you into, I guess, who you are now. And there's still so much growing to do. There's still so much more to do. 100%. Oh please, isn't it?
Oh,
if
please.
anything, there's never like, oh yeah, Tank, I'm the top Christian. Absolutely not. So it's just really nice to see. It's crazy. And I 100%. Still don't, and like I believe it obviously, but I'm still like, wait, what? Yeah. I'm still shocked, like, crazy. You? This girl? What? As in, if I knew God was gonna do it, yeah, the amount of like, you would have just rested. I would have been chilling. Like, if I knew that,
you would have just gone. You wait.
Yeah, literally. And I feel like even me is shown.
And now even people who are in your situation,
yes,
like maybe just, you know, obviously God might want you to do some of his work for him, but take the pause in the fact of like, God will come for them. It's okay.
Yeah. The main message is for even for myself is to that you keep doing you. Okay, no matter what the judgment is, no matter what people might be thinking about you, you keep doing you. Somebody out there is watching you. Somebody out there is
100%.
Even if they're thinking something negative, you don't know how that's gonna sometimes turn into actually a curious question at the end of things. Like, you do you. You cannot always change or like, you know, force somebody.
Or even in terms of if you aren't a believer, like for example, still you do you. Because if I would have not forced the faith, but if I would have looked into this too early, it might have made me not want to look into it again. Because if I didn't look into it with that feeling, with that faith, with that presence, I might not have felt the same way when I read scripture. And therefore, so if you're feeling that curiosity to look into it, definitely do, because that's something telling you. But if it's just everyone's at you and you don't want to, but you're doing it to shut people up, you know, it might not.
I think a forced faith doesn't get you anywhere. It just gets you to rebelling, or ultimately you're doing whatever you want to do, but you're pretending to the others, and that's just not 100%. That's not it. It's just not. It's a relationship between you and God.
100%.
Stop.
It's not about
everybody else around you. It doesn't matter. So yeah, a great thing for me to see, because I'm thinking I could have been chilling those times. I could have been chilling, and I like, it's even increased my faith as well to see how God,
how he works.
100%. If he, and I'm saying, if he can change Kaylee, he can change anyone.
100%. As in, even my personal, I see myself and my faith experience in my brother, his younger brother, so much. And I've had 1-2 words with him, 1-2 conversations with him, but I just know. I'm just like, you wait. Because I said, I used to be like you. I said, I know. I said, those words came out of my mouth. And I know that God is going to work on him when his time is right. And I'm at peace with that 100%.
Yes. Oh, amazing. That's the one. Have peace that God's going to do what he needs to do in that person. She just keeps doing her. You just keep doing 100%. You. He will see.
And he will hear me playing my online church thing, and he'll go, oh, that rubbish. Like, and I'm like, okay, but it's in the background.
It's alright. Like, and obviously it's irritating, it's annoying, and sometimes, like, I don't know how you feel maybe looking into your brother's situation, but let's say for me looking into,
I feel sad.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. I'm sad because I know the positive changes in my life, how I feel, how I am, having God, and I'm sad for my old self that I didn't have that, and being sad for people you love who don't have that. It's genuine. And
it's just sadness.
It's genuine.
But I guess that's
like, you're missing out.
Yes,
on the best relationship you can have, you're missing out.
Literally, on the best relationship, you're trying to seek it out of so many other things, and you're not. You're never gonna get it. There's no one like God. Like, and for this girl to be sitting here, I need to say again, for me to be sitting
for these words to be leaving my mouth. And if you're someone who maybe knew me in the past, doesn't really speak to me anymore, your mouth.
It should be dropped. It is it's crazy, but it just goes to show how God moves in it. It goes to show, first of all, that he's real, and this is, again, actually, this is a logical thinking human sitting next to me. Like, this is the one. She's not just moving based on emotion, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not. Oh, my friend took me to the church, and now because I'm thinking, no,
she could have continued saying, I'm not a Christian.
And nothing in my nothing in my that vicinity would have changed at all.
But it changed for her and her personal life and everything that God probably knows. I don't know.
Neither do I.
It's just crazy, but it's nice as well. It's changing your future as well.
100%.
Yeah, it's changing your future. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've got something from it. I know you've got something from it. Like, even if you have a friend that's an unbeliever as well,
even your range of your faith, anything.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. Send them this video because it's good.
They probably won't watch it. They probably won't watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
so maybe in a conversation, oh, I watched this video the other day.
And then tell them what you heard from it. Yeah, that's true, because they probably won't watch it. You're so accurate.
I'm sorry.
No man, okay, yeah, so do that as she said. And yeah, like, comment and subscribe. I'm definitely
100%.
probably gonna have another video with this amazing person. Bye.
Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.